Hello, hello, hello. You don't have to be strong all the time. That's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. But before I get into it, I wanted to just take a moment to acknowledge why I even chose to talk about this. And it really is because I've been noticing that it's been resonating. It's been resonating with a lot of sisters here, as well as in my e-tribe, my newsletter tribe. If you're not already on my newsletter, click the link in my bio and get the 5 ways to put yourself first, and you can get access to my e-tribe. But I've been talking about this whole strong black woman syndrome. I've been talking about how we are conditioned to be strong all the time, and also just reminding sisters that we don't have to do that all the time. And I just been getting a lot of, girl, you speaking to me, girl, you saying a word, girl, that's what I needed to hear. So I wanted to come and tag back to that topic and to talk a little bit more about it today, and not just talk about it, but also bring some solutions as well. But before I get into it, let me show you what I'm rocking today. Okay, I have one of my goddess crowns on. It is a amethyst crystal goddess crown, and I'm also rocking the goddess hoops and some goddess rings, and my Be Bold, Be Courageous, Be You t-shirt. You can click the link in my bio at any point to access any of my creations, because in addition to the work that I love doing here, I'm also a very creative individual, and I love creating and using my gifts to share with the world. But I'm not here to talk about that. I wanted to talk about you not having to be strong all the time. Now, let me clarify something. Now, what I mean about this whole concept of being strong all the time is that the whole mentality that encourages us to push through, go hard, get shit done, like that whole energy that's just like productivity, go hard, do, move, done, like all of that. Now, I am not against getting ish done, right? However, what I'm talking about today and what I've been talking about from my perspective is when we overdo it. It's okay to get shit done. It's okay to be productive, but when you're overdoing it, it is causing harm to you. It's kind of like, well, first of all, your plate is too full, right? And just to provide a visual for it, your plate is so full that everybody's eating off of it except for you. Everybody's eating off of your plate except for you. And if it is something on there for you, it's a little bit left. And what sense is that? Imagine you going to a, cookout or something, or making you a plate and then just passing it along for everybody to eat off, and then you don't have nothing for yourself. And now you hungry. Now your stomach growling. Now you can't think straight because you hangry. Okay. So that's so funny. Spirit gave that to me today, that metaphor of the plate being so full, everybody's eating off of it but you. So when I talk about this concept, it is that we need to start making time to really put ourselves first. And because, when we are constantly being strong all the time, it is causing negative effects on our mental health, our spiritual health, our emotional health. Because if you walk around here tired, drained, ain't got no energy, frustrated, feeling just down and stuck, and, just all of those things, that a lot of times it's because you're overwhelmed. It's because you're overwhelmed, and you are overwhelmed with everything that's on your plate, which often includes other people's needs. taking care of everybody else but you. And we have to be able to make it okay to take care of you. There's nothing wrong with taking care of everybody, right? I'm not, I just want to be clear. I'm not saying like, don't be a nurturer. Don't be a giver. Do that. However, make sure that the same energy you put out to others, the same energy you put into caregiving for other people, that you give it to you. And that is going to require you to put yourself first and really take a stance to put yourself first. Now, you might ask, well, how the heck do I put myself first, right? I know it sounds really rah-rah, like put yourself first, right? Well, there's so many ways you can do that. And I will say that it requires a daily practice. It requires a way of being, a mindset, a consciousness. It's not something that, you do every now and then. It's something you have to be committed to. You have to be committed to demonstrating how you love yourself. It's not enough to say, I love myself, right? If I asked you right now, do you love yourself? You're going to say yes. Now, I'm not saying you don't love yourself. However, if we put a camera to follow you for 24 hours, what would it reveal? In terms of what it actually looks like, in terms of the practices that you're making on a daily basis, does it demonstrate self-love? Because it's not self-loving to not have boundaries or to not communicate your boundaries. It's not self-loving to be hard on yourself. It's not self-loving to say yes to everybody and everything, knowing that you really don't want to do it. Sometimes you don't even want to. That's not self-love. It's not self-love to be so productive that from sun up to sundown, which that reminds me of how Black women, or Black people in particular, when we were enslaved, we had to work sun up to sundown. There was no breaks. So I get why it's ingrained in us. I get why it's not going to be as easy to uncondition it, but it's so important. We don't have to. We don't have to be strong all the time. You hear me? You are worthy of rest. You are worthy of rest. When you start to allow yourself and give yourself permission to rest, which is one of the ways I was wanted to say that I have various ways on how you can put yourself first. And one of the main ways to put yourself first is to start allowing yourself to rest. And rest looks different, can look different. It doesn't look one way. I don't mean just get in the bed and go to sleep. And you should be doing that too, But rest, I mean, while you're out and about throughout your regular normal day, I mean, actually taking breaks. If you work in a 9 to 5, you are entitled to your 15-minute breaks and your lunch breaks. But are you taking those breaks? Are you actually using your breaks throughout the day? Are you just working through them? Are you at the computer just eating your lunch at the computer? That's not a break. That's not a real lunch. You still working. Girl, close the computer down. Go have a real break. Take a walk. Or lay out on the floor and get grounded. I did this the other day. I'm a part of a mastermind program, because although I run my own programs, I'm also in mastermind programs and courses as well, because I'm in a continuous journey of learning myself. And during my mastermind, which is led by Keisha Mitchell, she has a employee to entrepreneur coaching business, and we have like these co-working sessions, and we're supposed to work on different things and every week. And I said, when she asked me what I was going to work on, I said, you know what? I've been sitting here working for hours. I actually need a break. And thankfully, she was just like encouraging that, okay, do what you need. And so what I did was literally get down on the floor. She was playing this instrumental music. It was just, the vibe was right. I laid out on the floor, closed my eyes, and just allowed my brain to go where it wanted to go. I just relaxed my body and I gave myself, I think it was probably like 25-30 minutes or so. Like, it was cool just laying there. And then what ended up happening was I got this inspiration for this talk today. Like, I already knew I was going to do a live, but the exact things that I was supposed to say started coming to me while I was still, without me forcing it or anything like that. So it's really valuable to take a break. It's really valuable to rest and recharge. Like, just that short time gave me this download and information on what I was supposed to do. And aside from that, I just felt better. I felt refreshed. Just like today, I took a break and went to a nature spot, a rose garden. And, just to reset my environment. Sometimes you need to just change your environment, and that's a way to take a break, right? Because if you sitting in front of the computer all day, looking at your phone all day or whatever, sometimes your brain just needs a little switch. Take a drive, take a walk, something to allow yourself to rest. And the other way in which rest can look is literally taking a break from social media, taking a break from technology, taking a break from your phone, okay? Now, the other day we had the Instagram, Facebook shutdown thing, and I personally was having some issues with my phone already, and then that day was just like to the extreme. So I was forced to really be patient with myself. I was forced to just take a break from my phone because I couldn't use it. I couldn't even take a selfie. That's how jacked up they did my phone. But it was a blessing in disguise because I was able to not have that distraction and to notice how flowductive I would be. And that's a term from one of my teachers, Debrina Jackson Gandy, talks about flowductivity. It allowed me to see how focused I can be if I didn't have the distraction of my phone. And so it was a blessing. But what if we didn't have to wait till your phone shut down to take a break? Imagine just reclaiming your space and your time and your energy and allowing your brain to shift its environment to know, your brain and your body, your mind, your spirit, to know it's okay to rest. And it's okay not to be strong all the time. So that's one of the main ways to put yourself first. I have so many ways in which to do that. And like I mentioned before, I have 7 key ways to do that. And I just believe that as I'm coming on here talking about you not having to be strong all the time, telling you to put yourself first, telling you, a few tips and tools, I think is valuable, but it's also very valuable and important. And I feel like my responsibility and my calling to show you how to do that and to provide you opportunities on how you can take that next step forward. So I'm going to be sharing in my wellness session. I have these new Magnetic Woman wellness sessions that are going to be launching. It's really a continuance of the work I've been doing. And so next Saturday, we're going to be talking about 7 ways to put yourself first. So if you know that you are hungry and desiring to be in a space with all Black women of like-minded sisters, to be valued, to be poured into, to receive some tools and some resources that you can add to your toolkit, and to receive some clear ways that you can take the next step forward, I would love for you to join us next week. Now, registration is free. So, don't let that be a barrier. There are some contribution options as well for those of you who feel like you want to contribute, you want to add value to really not just me, but really yourself, and make an investment in yourself showing up. There are some options for that too. So if you click the link in my bio, that's how you can register for 7 ways to put yourself first, where we're going to take it up a notch. We're going to go deeper. We're going to really add to your toolkit. And I don't want you to feel like, intimidated by the 7 ways or anything like that. Because I'm all about, okay, I'm going to give you this right here. And then I'm going to ask you to commit to one of the things. Because sometimes we can, have so many things in front of us and we say yes to all of it, or we are not able to say yes to it, so we don't do anything at all, right? So I'm not about that. I invite you, if you are feeling moved, if you are tired of being tired, if you want to add some tools to your toolkit for self-care, if you want to know how to put yourself first, it starts with you showing up for you. Click the link in my bio. Join me next week. Share when I post my flyers, and share it with you. Share it with some sisters who you think could benefit from this, who may be struggling, with their own unique situations. And honestly, it's going to be valuable regardless. The content itself, I've been doing this for a long time. But just simply being in community with Black women, having a space with all Black women, a safe space, is just as valuable if you just show up. So I hope to see you there. Sending you all peace, love, and light. All right now. Until next time.